Maybe you've heard of the word henka and you understand that it means changes or variations in a technique. But where do these changes come from? Hatsumi Sensei gave us a clue when he changed the kanji in the word henka to mean changing flame. Hello, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, I'm going to work with the kata Sashi Ai to explore these changes and how they occur with bojutsu. Okay, so Jesse had a question about Ashi barai drill that we're doing. This drill, there's a lot to learn from it. So if James and I are here and I go to strike James's knee, don't move, I'm aiming for this target, right? If come over here, I don't know if we're in camera there. So I go to aim for this target, but James is going to block that, right? So he goes to block, and that leaves me in this position. When I go for the next one, let's do it in place. Yeah, I come back and I go for this knee. Okay, but he's going to block that too. Let's start over. So block, block. Okay, you see, by us doing it in place, it actually is a little more challenging because I have to adjust the distance. Okay, so when you're defending, same principles apply. So if James is attacking me, right, I have to adjust my leg back and my bow replaces it. Okay. Once more. Just one. Okay. So my bow has replaced that now. So he goes for this other knee. Okay. Ideally I want this to be able to clear. I don't want to block here, because if he's stronger than I am or my bow breaks, I'm going to get hit anyway. So ideally I want this to be able to clear. So if James hits super hard, I'm still safe. Okay, ideally. The other detail that Jesse asked a question about is the timing of it. If I move too soon, he'll just change his strike. Right? So James is going to block now. He maybe went a little early, or maybe not. I, took advantage of his being the uke here. But if you move too early, that kind of thing can happen. So you have to get the other guy to commit to the strike first before you move. Okay. So as James swings, right about there, he's committed. So somewhere in there, the momentum of the stick. James is a little bit committed, okay? But I have to sense that from him, not from the stick. I don't want to watch the stick. I want to sense from him if he's committed to that strike. Okay, so I have to watch James, watch his eyes, watch his manner. Okay, once more. Did you guys see when I moved?
The last quarter.
Yeah. So try this Ashi barai drill again. And pay attention to those distances and those timings because they're very important. Okay? And you might want to explore doing it in place like we just did because that makes it more difficult. Let's do a few just in place. Okay? I'm going to strike. Okay, now he's going to strike. Okay, you guys might have noticed I was making a small mistake there, watching his stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Watch him. All right. check it out. Today we're looking at Sashi Ai. This is the next kata in this bojutsu section, right? So it starts off in hira, then we do our bofuri gata 4 times here, and then from here I thrust, strike to do, and then strike up through the middle. Okay? So let's go over here. So I do my bofuri gata here against James. And then thrust, strike to do, and then up through the middle. See the position James is in at the end? If you're not achieving that with this kata, then something's off, right? Over here, we're doing this 4 ways for you guys. So the bofuri again, and then I thrust, strike to do, and then up through the middle, okay? I'm obviously not really hitting the target, which is kinteki, or the groin, right? The nuts. If you do hit that, it's going to make a little difference in the way he reacts, right?
Because it's him.
Right.
On others, it might be a bigger difference.
So here, right, I do my bofuri, thrust, strike to do, okay? And then up through the middle.
Is this on kote too?
It could hit kote as well, yes. That's another possible target. All right, so you guys have already seen this. Try a couple more times and then we'll move on.
The invisible enemy learning. Oh shoot! Oh, he did.
All right, so we need to take a look at the different targets and the kyusho for the steps in this kata Sashi Ai. Each kyusho, each target sets up the next piece. So if you don't strike the right spot or you don't strike it with the right intention, then it won't create the result you want. So let's take a look at that real quick. So I'm here and I'm doing my bofuri. I'm going to do my ski to this side of James. Okay, once more. So if I ski to that side, he's going to block to that side. If I ski to this side, he blocks to this side. Okay, so he blocks there. That leaves this big opening on this side. Okay, that's what I want to look for. I want to create that opening. So once again, I ski, he blocks, then I hit to do here. Okay, you see, because of that opening, it caused his block to be kind of jammed up. That's what we would like to happen. And then the last strike is up into gedan here. Okay, once more. So here I thrust, strike to do. He gets kind of jammed up there. Last strike up into gedan. Okay, so each target sets up the next one, and it creates a reaction in his kamae, in his balance, so that you can strike easily for the next spot. All right, give that a look. I'm going to thrust on this side of James. Okay, that's going to force him to block to that side. Right, so you block there. That gives me a huge opening on this side now for the next piece. So after his block there, if I attack with the rear end, I'm going to sweep back and up through the middle. Thrust, he blocks. Here to do, up through the middle. Okay, that's the end of the kata there, that last piece. That last kyusho in the densho is called gedan, but you can think of it as kinteki as well, or suzu. Those are different names for this target. All right, so I strike to here. This do kind of jams James up there, right? And then I come through the middle here. Okay, so we're going to look at one of the henka that you see with this kata a lot, right? So I come here and I do my bofuri, I come back, I thrust, I attack into do, and from here, instead of attacking with the rear end, I just sink and attack with this end, okay? So it's the thrust, he blocks, I strike into do, and in the kata, normally you would strike with this end, right? But I'm not, I'm slipping under his kote to block with the other end. Okay, Gregory over here. So I do my thrust, he blocks, I strike to do, he blocks, and I come up here. I can attack the hands, or I can attack into gedan here. You saw him shaking his hand because it hurts, right? And I did it carefully. You could imagine if I did it with some force, right? The idea when you attack kote is it hurts so much that he can't hang onto the sword anymore. It's going to break bones or something. Right? So thrust, strike to the side, and float underneath. Okay? When you do this strike, there's this levering action that happens with your body. Okay? Same thing on the other side. When I'm striking low there, I use my body to lever the strike. So here I rotate, I thrust, I strike to do. You see how quickly that comes in. And then this is just on your center line. And it's got his sword jammed up. And, you know, I'm more or less protected from that sword. Okay? Once more. So I thrust, strike to do. This is right up through the center here. You see by using the center how protected I am. Okay.
So you don't have to go down the knee.
No, you can do the leverage this way, or sometimes it makes sense to go down on the knee. Yeah. Oh yeah, nice use of the center there, Paul. It's awesome. So we're doing this thrust here. He blocks. I hit to do. When I do this strike, I need to protect my center. Okay? So I can come down here low to do this, and if he advances, you advance. If he advances, I use this to protect my center. Okay? Once more. So I thrust. I strike to do. Here, this is protecting my center. So the sword is covered. This is what I did to James, and then I came around and used it like that.
Nice.
Okay? Ooh,
sorry.
Nice.
This one.
So here, right, I thrust, he blocks, I strike to do. When I come here, I want to keep my center protected. So if Paul enters, I'm safe, right? Once more, thrust, come to do, I come here, right? And then I can rise up against the kote here. You see that position? So then I can use this to pry. You see Paul's situation here, right?
Bad at best.